Hi, I'm Nisha DeGaring, host of Good Things Utah, and I've been a longtime supporter of Todd's Beliefcast. I hope you find inspiration in the courageous stories shared by the amazing people Todd features on his show. The guests serve as shoulders for us to stand on, allowing us to see a little further and cultivate belief in oneself. Remember, you have the dignity and power to change. I encourage you to keep striving and believing in yourself. Enjoy today's podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Todd Sylvester with the Todd Inspires Beliefcast. I know I say this every time, but thank you for tuning in, and also thank you for sharing these episodes with your family and friends. It means the world to me. Also, another shout out to my sponsors. Without you, I would not be able to do this, so thank you guys. Today, we're in for an amazing treat. We have an amazing human being here today. I am honored to welcome Jill Schulman on the show. Jill is a former U.S. Marine Corps officer, a leadership development expert, and the founder and breakthrough of Leadership Group. Mm-hmm. She has spent her career studying the science of bravery, which I can't wait to talk more about, resilience and peak performance, blending psychology, neuroscience, and behavioral science into practical tools that help people and organizations thrive. She is now the author of the best-selling book, The Science of Bravery. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to talk more about that. And she brings her years of exploration into one powerful message. Courage is the foundation of a well-lived life. Mm-hmm. Right? Jill lives by the motto, courage over regret, and her mission is to empower people to step outside of their comfort zone, embrace the hard things, and to create a life of meaning and fulfillment. Wow. And there's so much to talk about, but why don't we start with where you grew up and a little bit about your childhood, Jill. So thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to this. I know we've been trying to plan this for a while. So just a little bit about me. I'll keep it brief, but I was born and raised in a small town in Minnesota, or I should say Minnesota.
Is that how you say it?
Minnesota? Well, that's the Minnesota accent. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
So grew up there, had a pretty great childhood, great loving parents. But one of the things I think that influenced me, that made me want to pursue a career in the Marine Corps, is that I really wanted a career where there was meaning.
Yeah.
Because my parents had jobs, but the jobs were to earn dollars. They weren't really meaningful. So I was kind of craving, like, I want a career that is going to have meaning. And my grandfather was a Marine.
Okay.
And then I found out you could actually get the Marine Corps to pay for your college. So it was like, ooh, check. Like,
yeah.
So I was lucky enough to have a full ride on the Marine Corps to go to school anywhere I wanted to. In fact, once you get your scholarship, then schools start calling you. And imagine this, I'm growing up in Minnesota.
Okay.
And you know what the weather's like?
Oh, I'm sure
Minnesota.
It's cold.
It's cold. And the only thing I saw on TV when I was a kid was like California.
Oh, yeah.
And the University of San Diego contacted me and said, if you use your scholarship at our school, we'll give you 75% free room and board.
No way.
And I was like, twist my arm.
Yeah,
like
right.
San Diego.
Yeah.
So I was feeling pretty confident going, flying from Minnesota to San Diego, but I was in a little bit of a rude awakening, and this relates to bravery in a way.
Okay.
Because you had to be a leader, you had to have the academics, you had to have like the physical qualities just to get the scholarship. But then I arrived, the day that I arrived. So most people go to college maybe a week early for like freshman orientation. But if you're in the ROTC program, the Naval ROTC program,
right,
you have to go another week earlier for orientation.
Okay.
Which is kind of like mini boot camp. So the funny story is I was really worried about what outfit I should wear. Imagine I'm an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, how do I make the best impression? So I did my research, and they said, okay, officers can't wear jeans. Apparently, like if you're an officer in the military, you don't wear. So I'm a kid, like that's all you wear is jeans. So I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to wear a dress because a dress would be too girly. I mean, I'm going to be a Marine.
You're going to be a Marine. Yeah.
So I picked these very professional, like looking. They were silk shorts that went down to my knees because it was hot in San Diego.
Yeah.
They were hot pink with white polka dots. I had little matching pink pumps and even perfectly manicured nails. So that's me reporting into my unit.
They see you walk in, they're like, what is going on
What is
here?
going on?
Who is this?
I don't know if you're imagining like Elle from Legally Blonde.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Totally. Yeah.
So imagine that, and then anything you know about, the Marine Corps. And it was a little bit of a shock. And that first day reporting in, that's the first time I had to make a choice. Do I step toward what I want? That's hard. That's scary. Or do I step back? My first day, I had one of the senior Marines that I look up to. In fact, he was like the most chiseled, like the picture of the Marine that I look up to. And he came up to me, and you probably, know what happens, but he came up and he leaned over and whispered, "You'll never make it as a Marine."
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That first day. So that was day one. Of course, then day two got worse. Now, there weren't a lot of females either. Like, there's only two of us that were the new 18-year-old college students. And I think she lasted the first year, then she dropped out. But day two was worse because then we started running as a unit of Marines. Yeah. And in Minnesota, it's flat. Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
Hills.
And
everywhere. So when we started running, I couldn't keep up. And in the Marine Corps, physical fitness is one of those necessary things. Yeah, right. So I think on day two, I maybe started believing that the guy from day one, like, could I make it? And I think one of the things, obviously I became a Marine, so you know the end of the story.
Yes.
But every single day, you've got to make a choice. Do you do the thing you're scared of, the hard thing that leads you to your goal, or do you take the easy way out? Choose the comfortable path. I could have gone back to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I could have gone to a school back there. Day in and day out, I had to keep choosing hard, choosing challenge. And anyone that went to school with me, I was kind of a hot mess for the first year for sure. Year two, I still wasn't really, really strong. But at the end of the 4 years, then I was confident, strong, and ready to lead Marines. So one of the things that came out in the research is that bravery can be built over time like a muscle. So I tell everyone, if I can learn to overcome my fears, anyone can. So that's kind of the beginning of my journey. And then, of course, served for a little over 5 years, and then decided to, once I met the love of my life, decided to get out to start a family and get married and all that, and went to corporate America and worked in the pharmaceutical industry, fell in love with science, led sales teams, and then got into leadership development, working in Fortune 100, and then started my own business doing leadership development. And then you're probably wondering, how does this get to bravery? Where is it going?
Yeah.
So after having my company for maybe 7 or 8 years, I had been doing the same leadership development work for a while. And like everything, we're kind of born to strive and to learn. And I was hungry to learn more. Yeah. And then I stumbled upon positive psychology. And it was really the positive psychology that was hitting organizations. There's the guy, Sean Aker.
Yes, Sean Aker.
So Sean Aker. Oh, yeah.
He wrote a little blip in your book.
Yes.
Yeah. An endorsement.
He did. He endorsed it.
Awesome.
So someone sent me his TEDx, and he basically was saying, he goes, people get happiness wrong. He said, most people think that when you accomplish something, you become happy. No, that's not right. You got the happiness equation backwards. It's when you generate positive emotions and happiness, that's what allows you to accomplish the goals. And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
And he works in organizations. He's a Harvard guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was intrigued because I work mainly for organizations. And I was really, really interested. And so I bought his book. And because I'm a science girl, I'm kind of skeptical. Let me see, what are those sources?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I look at all of them, and then I get 10 more books based on the back of it. And then I read all those, and I'm just enamored. And that led me to pursuing my master's in positive psychology at Penn.
Okay.
And then, and the reason I got to bravery is when the scientific study of happiness and well-being as positive psychology. So that's what my degree is.
Yeah.
I guess I could say I'm a happiness scientist,
sure.
right?
I like that.
So as I was learning everything, there's 5 things based on Marty Seligman's research that help elevate happiness and well-being. It's the PERMA, P-E-R-M-A. Yeah. Positive emotions, engagement, which is from Csikszentmihalyi's flow.
Yeah.
R is relationships, M is meaning, and then A is accomplishment.
Yeah.
So in the A, accomplishment, right? What is one of the blockers? So I basically stumbled upon fear and how fear can hold people back from living their best life, to pursue their dreams, to elevate their quality of life satisfaction.
Yeah.
And once I stumbled upon that, then I did the deep dive and did my research there. And I landed on, I mean, if fear is the thing that keeps us small or holds us back, then bravery is the antidote.
The antidote. Wow. That's a
long story.
No, that's a beautiful intro. Thank you so much. And I, again, very impressed. I go back to what's hit me the most is when that guy whispered to you and said, you're never going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to fight through that, I mean, you were already building that bravery muscle, as you called it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you said the next day, I was like, man, I'm running and I don't think I'm going to make up these hills and I can't keep up. And I can only imagine. It's almost like, it happens a lot. I see this with clients where someone plants a seed in them, like you're not good enough or you're not pretty or you're ugly or you're stupid. And they hear it as a kid and it plants it and then they screw up or whatever. And they go, yep, it's confirmed. And it's kind of the battle you were going through psychologically, wouldn't you say a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I was having this battle in my mind, but there was a little bit of a silver lining there, because I think in some of my hardest moments, the fact that he said that to me, that is what pushed me through, because I wanted to prove him wrong. I wanted to be like, I'm going to have those bars and I'm going to see him out in the fleet. And then I never did. I never had that moment to see him. So I think in a way, when we do hear people say things like that, like, first of all, we need to never allow someone else to define our worth and our potential.
Right.
And we need to be very careful about what we let in. So when people do tell us that, like, we can reframe it. And like, I wanted to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
But I definitely went through some battles. Like, will I be able to make it? Will I be strong enough? And for me, it was always the physical side. And once I overcame it and became very strong and very fast, like, then I was like unstoppable.
Right.
But I wish I had. I was always waiting for the moment where I would just see him out in the field and I'd be an officer and I'd be like, do you remember me? Like, you always want that moment, and it never happened. But
do you remember what you told me on day one?
Yeah.
Here I am. Yeah. Wow. No, that's very impressive. If we could go back just a little bit, again, you're a go-getter. You want to prove people wrong when they say stuff like that. It's like you dig deep. Were you like that as a kid too? Were you like the one that was always trying to strive to do your best, or did this come later in life?
No, like, my parents said, I have no idea how you turned out the way you did. Like, you were always just like doing this, doing that. So I was always just a self-starter and just walked to I was kind of a nerd. Like, I was on speech team and National Honor Society and, I just, I kind of just walked to my own beat but I always liked challenges. I always liked challenges. So, and that's one thing about bravery. Like, some people do have kind of a higher level baseline, but it's almost like physical strength. Like, some people might just be born and they're a little bit more built and more muscular, but they can build their strength. And then people who may not have as much of that, like, strength naturally, can still build it. So anyone can improve their capacity for bravery.
Yeah. No, I love that. I've got a copy of her book here, and I'm going to have you show it at the end here so people can see the cover of it and stuff. But beautiful. It's so beautiful. But the chapter that resonated with me the most was the first one, Misery at 30,000 feet. And because I can relate, I'm that guy. I do not like to fly. And I was telling you that before we went live.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was like, you're talking about Todd here. I was like reading this going, my wife would be like, yep, that's my husband right there. But there's a few things in here that I want to have you maybe elaborate on.
Yeah.
There's this guy named Alex. He's afraid to fly. He's dreading that he's even on the plane. It's going through turbulence. It's bouncing around. He's stressing out. And he looks over to this woman sitting in 2A who's reading a magazine and as calm as can be. And he's like baffled, right? And he ends up, drumming up a conversation with her as the plane's bouncing up and down. I can relate with this, trying to distract himself. But there was something that she said to him, and I want to read this to you. It says, he turned his head stiffly toward her. The woman's eyes flicked down to where his hands were gripping the armrest.
That's what Todd did.
That was me. Lucky you, she said. Ooh. Alex blinked. Pardon me? Did she just say I was lucky? Being uncomfortable, she said, that's fortunate. Alex gave her a bewildered look. This woman is out of her mind. I used to be terrified of flying, she continued, unbothered by his reaction. And then here's the part. it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that? Because that hit me. I mean, I've got it circled. I've got it underlined. That hit me like a ton of bricks. Love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, that's kind of the whole, this is my why of the book.
Yeah.
It's the why of the book is, I think so many people think that to be happy and live their best life, they want no discomfort. They just want comfort, and they want ease because that's what makes them happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when you look at the literature, when you look at the science, that's actually not the case. It's when you stretch yourself, when you're uncomfortable, when you're growing, when you're striving, that's what leads to highest levels of happiness and well-being.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and you're more of a mental health expert than I am. I'm an expert in positive psychology, not like all of psychology. You know, but I see through sometimes the eyes of my daughters. I have an 18 and a 20-year-old, and I sometimes see the world through what they see on social media and through their friends. And I sometimes see the way they look at stress and discomfort as something to be avoided. Right. And if they think that the key to life is a life of ease and removing all challenges, then that is going to lead them to a less fulfilling life. And this is why, and I can quote, this was Marty Seligman that literally said this to me a month ago. This is why we have such high levels of anxiety. Because people, anytime they're uncomfortable or something they fear, they run away from it. So what she was saying in that book, or in that specific scene, is when you're uncomfortable, it's that discomfort, the struggle, where strength is forged. Right? So it's learning that when you're in the struggle, that's where your character comes out. These are the moments where, you know, you can overcome your fears, and your shoulders are back, and people feel like, wow, I did that. So yeah, the whole purpose of the job of this book is for people to really understand that if you want the happiest, best life and not to live a life of regret, then I want people to not just be resilient, to bounce back. I want them to seek discomfort, seek challenges, because sometimes life isn't hard. I'm trying to think of, there's a Stoic quote, and of course I'm losing it right now.
It's okay.
But things are sometimes hard because we haven't been seeking the challenge, right? It's, you know, you think of our bodies too, like if we never challenge our physical bodies, if we're always just laying in a couch and just being comfortable and eating whatever we want, what happens to, we become weak, we become sick. The same thing happens with our brains, our psychology. So if we're always just comfortable, we don't struggle, we don't strive, if we don't encounter challenges, then the same thing happens. We become weak in our mental health.
Wow. No, beautifully said. And I think one of the terms, and I think this might be a Marine term, embrace the suck. Right?
It is. And I teach that in my keynotes. It's funny. And I get into it because I thought it was just a cruel, like when things really suck, they just say, embrace the suck. And I'm like, I don't get it. But now that I've studied psychology, now I actually see.
You get it.
Yeah.
They're actually saying something good for you.
Yes.
When they say that.
Yes. When things are hard, and think of, what does the word embrace mean? It's, you kind of put your arms around it, you kind of bring it in, and just realize that this is a gift. This isn't happening to me. This is happening for me. Right? And this is beautiful. This is going to make me a better person. It's going to make me stronger on the other side. Because we always have this choice. And this, I always talk about the choice. There's going to be so many hard situations in life, and we always have a choice to step toward what we fear. Right? And that's what I call a brave step. That is bravery when you're stepping toward what you fear, even when you're scared. Or you can choose to take a step backward. And what would be the opposite of being brave? Or to cower. Cower. Right? I'm not calling anyone a coward.
Right.
But sometimes we choose to allow fear to control us and to cower. And when we do that, every time we do that, it makes us weaker. And then we become more controlled by the fear. So when we just run away from fear, it gets worse. So the purpose of this book is, I want you to seek discomfort. And when you're scared of something, I want people to run toward it and figure out how to overcome it. And when they do, their life literally gets better and it changes them.
Yeah, I love that. I heard on a podcast once, and I think it was from a comedian, and forgive me, I can't remember the guy's name, but he said you can't have a strong character and an easy life.
Yes.
Right, and that's really what you're
That's
saying.
exactly it.
It's exactly what you're saying and what you teach,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that resilience piece, right? Like the more we do that uncomfortable thing, the better we become at that thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
totally.
And it's interesting you said, and I see this with my clients all the time, when they cower, if you will, or run away from the challenge or try to avoid the stress and all that, the anxiety is heightened on a level. And they're wondering, like, why am I so anxious? It's because you're fearing this thing and then you're running, which it obviously intensifies the fear.
It does.
Right?
It does. And I think of, the research on self-efficacy, right? And when you look at that research on self-efficacy, like we can spend a lot of time on mindset. So in my book, we talk about a brave mindset, like we got to work on that. And then we talk about brave steps. But in order to overcome fear, this is Albert Bandura.
Yeah.
What he discovered in his research is the only way that you overcome fear is by taking little steps toward it. So his famous study is a study that he did when people had an anxiety of snakes. So, I kind of joke, like, he didn't do pep talks on snakes. He gave them steps, little steps.
Okay.
Now, he's not going to throw them into a pit of snakes. That is not good.
Right.
But what he did is he showed him a picture of snakes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he showed him a video of snakes. And then he brought a snake in the room on the far side and then he brought it closer and then brought it out. So if you want to overcome fear, you need to keep taking a step toward it, right? And that repetition, what it does is each time you get closer to it and you do it, then you prove to yourself and say, I did that.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. I think so many people think that bravery is about being fearless. They wait until the fear goes away. And that is just not what bravery is, because bravery is defined as taking action, voluntary action, in the presence of fear toward a meaningful goal. Right. So you have to do it scared. If you're not scared, then you're not being brave.
Right. Yeah. You can't be brave unless you're scared, because if you're not scared, then it's really not brave.
It's not brave.
Right.
Yeah. And even
Right?
bravery, it's so personal.
Yeah.
What scares you? Flying.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you said it first. So
I
I just
did.
call it about.
She's calling me out, guys.
I mean, a lot of times fear is it's invisible. You don't even know that like I'm not scared to get on big stages because it's comfortable for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
told you I was a nerd doing speech team in high school. Like I just
Yeah.
never that. But other people, like standing up in front of a group of people is their biggest fear.
For sure.
Right. Other people might be fear of just opening up and being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Other people fear physical things. So that's where, I mean, it's very personal.
Yeah.
But yeah, bravery is, like Albert Bandura said, it's like, what are you scared of? And if that fear is holding you back from accomplishing what you want or living your best life, I just want people to run toward it and take those steps, because as soon as you get on the other side of it, then you're not only just happy because you've overcome the fear, but that gives you more confidence to have more bravery in other aspects of your life.
Wow. I love that. Very well said. I share this with my clients, and I've been wanting to ask you this to hear your thoughts on this. So I work with drug addicts and alcoholics who they've blown up their lives and they've ran from stress and fear. They numb it out, right? But I often tell them this: adversity and addiction is the wake-up call to your greatness.
Yeah.
Love to hear your thoughts on that, because I love your approach.
Yeah. I was just having lunch with a couple of friends, I was telling you, and as we were going around, like everyone had a story and said their biggest struggle, right? For you, addiction. For the two friends I was with, it was divorce and everything being taken from them.
Yeah.
And they can look back at that and said, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it because that experience made me who I am today. And the way I can kind of prove that when I speak in audiences, I do a lot of keynotes.
Sure.
I'll usually ask people in the audience. So for your audience listening, I'll ask them to do this, is I want them to think of what is their proudest accomplishment, the thing that they're most proud they've ever accomplished in life. So I give them a minute to think about it. And everyone has that accomplishment.
Yep.
And then I say, okay, now go back and tell me about the journey to get there. Were there ups and downs? And everyone's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. So there's the ups and downs. And then I'll ask, what did those downs, those challenges on the path teach you?
Ooh, I love that.
And then in that setting, if I have time, if I have a long enough keynote, I'll actually have them share.
Yeah.
And then the last question, this is kind of the one that gets to the point, as I said, if you could do it over again, would you want to take away those challenges? And usually 9 out of 10 people say, no, I am glad that happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I learned so much and I would not be who I am today without that.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, when things happen to us, they shape us.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, you talk about these bravery steps, and, I go back to when you joined the Marines, where that's what you were doing. Every step was this brave step because you didn't know how it was going to turn out. You wanted it to turn out a certain way, and so you didn't give up, obviously.
Right.
And then here you are, you're getting ready to leave there, and you're like, I did it. Right? Which also fueled everything that you're doing today, right?
Yeah.
Because had you quit, let's say you listen to that guy and you're like, oh yeah, you're right, I probably can't do this, and left. You wouldn't be sitting here today. You wouldn't have written this book.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people with your teachings, right?
So true. And then you know what I would be doing? I would be looking back with regret. And that is the whole thing is,
right?
We don't want to look back on our life with regret. So another little psychological trick is like mental time travel. Asking people, okay, you've got this choice today are you going to do what you think is the right step, the hard step, or are you going to be comfortable? And I love asking people, like, what does your 6 p.m. self want you to do in this moment? Or what does your future self a year from you want you to do in this moment?
Yeah.
And you can I tell people, I want you to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you're not crazy, but I want you to go to your future self.
Yeah, right.
And then really think about, like, I want you to get advice from your future self on what, in order for them not to look back on this day or this year with regret, what is your future self telling you that you should do in this moment? And that's a big motivator to me. Like,
for sure. Yeah. Right.
Even this morning, like, I made this commitment that every morning I'm going to do this, like, it's only like a quick workout, like every single day, but I did not want to do it because I went to that party last night and I didn't get enough sleep and I had an early morning, but I'm just like, no, because the Jill tonight is going to be, I'm going to have so much regret if I didn't keep the promise to myself.
Wow.
And that's another thing on self-care. Like, I feel like we could talk for hours and hours.
This is awesome. I love it, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But defining self-care, we get this so wrong, right?
Yeah.
Self-care is not defined as pressing snooze, bubble baths, and taking a day off and laying around and watching TV all day.
Right. I wish,
right?
Yeah.
But self-care is keeping promises to yourself.
That's so cool.
Right? And if you set your alarm to get up at a certain time because you had things that you wanted to do that aligned with your goals, I would say don't ever, ever, ever press snooze.
Yeah.
Because that is starting off your day, breaking that promise to yourself. So this is about doing what's best for us.
Yeah. I'm kind of chuckling here because the next thing I wanted to talk about is in your chapter of taking the plunge. And what I've got highlighted is self-love is keeping promises to yourself.
No way.
I swear. It's right here. That's where I had my finger the whole time, and I'm smiling going, that was going to be my next question.
No way.
And, I heard it once said, probably it's the same thing, but like self-discipline is the greatest form of love you can show yourself, right? Holding your own feet to the fire.
Yeah.
If I set my alarm to get up to go work out, like you said, don't hit snooze, get up. It might be hard. It might feel like it's hard, but once you're there in the gym doing your workout, you're going to go, I feel so good.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know if it's just because you worked out or you actually kept the promise.
Probably both.
I think it's both because that's what it is both.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And another thing.
I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the incredible sponsors of the Beliefcast podcast. First, Craig from Craig Swap and Associates. If you need an attorney, he's your guy. Trustworthy, compassionate, always there when you need him most. Next, Wasatch Recovery, the greatest university on the planet. transforming lives one day at a time. Sandy from Minky Couture, the creative genius behind the most comfortable blanket you'll ever wrap yourself in. Comfort like no other. Special thanks to the award-winning pianist Paul Cardall for his beautiful music that brings inspiration to every episode.
Some people just wait until they feel like it. Like, well, I just wasn't motivated, or I just wasn't feeling like it. Like,
Yeah.
Motivation is overrated.
Yeah.
Motivation is overrated. So instead of waiting until you feel comfortable
Yeah.
or you want to do something, no. You have to kind of trade your comfort in the moment, like the workout in the morning, with the comfort and ease and happiness you're going to feel like at the end of the day.
Totally.
So you take short-term like comfort right now,
Yeah.
but then you suffer because now you've lost faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So then your self-confidence goes down, and then you're like, yeah, I'm such a loser.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it. So,
Yep.
so don't wait until you feel like it. Right. Like, and if you look at Roy Baumeister's research, I love it. So he's a famous psychologist, and he talks about our cognitive capacity. And he says, when you wake up in the morning, you've got the highest willpower, motivation, whatever.
Absolutely.
And don't wait. Like, I call it attack the day. It's the Marine thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, just go in and attack the day. Don't wait. I mean, like Marines, we don't just wait until like, we're gonna be like, do we feel like attacking? No, we're just going to wait until, no, you get up and you figure out what is the life that I want, and what are the promises? What are my plans for the day that align with my goals?
Yeah.
And don't wait to feel like it. Get up and just do the hardest thing first.
Love that.
And then as soon as you get a couple things done, maybe by like 9 or 10 a.m., then you feel amazing.
You do.
Because you're like, I just did all of that.
Yeah.
Then you get a dopamine hit. Then you are more productive the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So it's just this short term in the moment. This is why I tell people, like, please don't just choose the easy, comfortable thing all the time.
Yeah.
Choose the right thing. And then if we're talking about the morning, what do you need to do the night before to be able to get up in the morning?
Yeah.
It is not binge watching Netflix or scrolling through your phone late at night.
Right.
Like think about what you need to do. And if people can get into those habits, it's amazing what it does. And it's, you guys, it's not about the workout.
Right.
It's not even about accomplishing the goal.
Yeah.
It's about our self-pride.
Yeah.
It's self-love. It's, when we keep promises to ourselves, we feel amazing. We look in the mirror with pride. When we keep breaking the promises, our self-beliefs goes down, and we're like, we're not going to be able to do it, and we spiral down.
Yeah. And again, that's a form of bravery. If you keep your promise, you're brave to do it in those moments when you don't maybe feel like it.
Right.
I was chuckling a little bit too. I was thinking what David Goggins says about motivation. He basically says, F motivation. He goes, I'm not motivated, I'm driven. I was like, okay, yeah, you're a different animal.
Yeah, I love it.
But I do love it. And I do believe, like you said, motivation can come and go, but it's that drive when the alarm does go off. Motivation's probably not getting out of the bed, but that drive to play that tape forward. How am I going to feel at 6 tonight if I get my workout in this morning? Yeah. Okay, I'm going.
I'm going to go.
Right?
Yes,
and kind of fighting through that. So anyway.
Yeah, I had a chance to meet David Goggins too. He's amazing. Like whenever I'm like, I was a Marine. Yeah. But I was in peacetime the whole time. I was commissioned as an officer in 96. I got out in 2001. So I Gulf War ended right before 9/11. So, but you know what? You serve, but I guess I was lucky. Yeah. Back then I was like, imagine if you trained to be like a doctor or a first responder, and then you never had to use a skill. Like, of course I didn't want anything, but like, you train.
But that would be hard. Yeah.
Like I never got to do my job.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
That would be really hard. Well, I'm gonna hand you your book, and I want you to show the camera. But this is the book, The Bravery Effect. And guys, if I love to read, and those who know me know I love to read. I mean, there's books everywhere. I've read every book in this office that you can see.
You have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Ooh, I love.
Yeah, there's some amazing books. But this book captivated me the moment I read the first line. So not only are you sharing really powerful information in that book, I really mean this as a compliment. It's very simple. Like it just makes sense when I'm reading it. Is that fair to say?
It is.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, and I wrote it as a story or a parable. Yeah. because I want it to be easy to digest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit of a science geek with all the academic stuff, but I realize that sometimes when I talk that way, people are like, would you stop and just tell us a story from when you were a Marine? It's a lot better. So
Yeah.
I wrote it as a story because stories can teach sometimes better than data, and they stick. So I just kept it very simple. And a lot of people, when they read it, they're like, wow, this really is a good reminder of what I think I really needed to know, but now it gives me the how. So that's a little bit different of what my book does. And I love Goggins, but
Yeah.
I have the evidence-based psychology of
Right.
how you can do it
Yeah.
step by step.
Yeah. No, again, I love the simplicity of it. I really believe the answers are always in the simple things. We tend to overcomplicate, right? And I'm guilty of it myself. I'm like, geez, I really overcomplicated that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so again, so as you're holding this best-selling book now,
My baby. I
Your
feel like
baby.
I've given birth to a third
Right.
child.
yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. When you write a book, because it's challenging, right? But it's also another brave thing you've done.
Yeah.
So will you tell our listeners what you did to celebrate the launching of this book?
Well, one of my biggest fears is jumping out of an airplane and skydiving. So to celebrate or to torture myself on book launch day, which was last week, I went skydiving. So I did it. And what I did is I was on the morning news in San Diego and on the local Fox 5, I announced it to the world. So there's no backing out. I had to do it.
Oh boy, that is brave.
It was brave. But what's interesting, the 3 things I teach in the book. So I had to do the mental reframing, the mindset. So I kept telling myself, this is me excited. This is not me scared. This is my body preparing me to perform at my best. So I had to do a lot of that mindset reframing. And then of course you just have to do the thing. But I also surrounded myself with a lot of my friends and loved ones. And that's one of the things, in order to be brave, surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you to do the brave thing.
Yeah.
Right. And even when I was writing the book, because I was scared to write the book.
Sure.
I've never written a book. I don't know what I'm going to do. I had self-doubt. So I had to surround myself with people who had successfully written books that could encourage me. So when we want to quit and tap out, you need the people that are going to say, no, keep going. So of course, surrounding ourselves with people, especially in your world, is going to be essential.
For sure.
If you hang out with the people that are not aligned, you're going to it's like running uphill into the wind with a parachute on your back if you're not surrounding yourself with the people that are aligned with your goals or have done the hard thing.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that makes bravery easier. So the mindset and the action, those are hard. That's going to come internally. But when you surround yourself, if you create an environment, that actually makes it easier.
Yeah. Love that. I know this is a big question because there's, I'm sure, many lessons you've learned as you went through the process of writing this. If you could sum it up, what's the takeaway for you from this book?
Well, I think the most beautiful thing about bravery, and the reason why I called it the bravery effect, is that bravery is not it's not about bravado. And bravery will help you be more successful, accomplish more goals, and which is all great.
Yeah.
But the most beautiful thing about people learning to be brave and overcome their fears is what it does to the person.
Yeah.
And how it elevates their life satisfaction, their pride, their self-efficacy, their happiness. So that's why I'm so excited now. I go into a lot of organizations and I teach bravery so we're going to accomplish our goals. We're going to boost the bottom line. And I do all that.
Yeah.
But what I really care about is when you can make human beings feel more pride and more self-confident, that's what it's all about. I'm really in the business of helping people live more enriching lives and not looking back with regret. So that's the promise of bravery.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Got a few other things, if that's okay. I could talk to you all day, by the way. I was like, man, I got to really be careful because this could go on forever. But I'm going to share a quote with you.
Okay.
Well, it's not even a quote. It's more of a statement, if you will.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Alan Watts?
No.
Okay. Alan Watts, you should look into Alan Watts.
Okay.
You would love him.
Okay.
He's since has passed away. He was a British philosopher. He was into Buddhism and Taoism, and again, just
I think I already love him.
Yeah,
okay.
You'll love him. But So I was thinking, okay, what could I
Okay.
share with Jill?
Okay.
You know, I look up all these Marine quotes and I
Embrace
thought,
the suck.
Yeah, embrace the suck. What does that mean? And I just thought, no, what would be one that I really want to get your thoughts on? And this one stood out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to read it to you. It's kind of
Okay.
long.
I love it.
Okay. And I'll give you a copy of this as well. But I want to hear your thoughts. It's titled, Isn't It Curious? Okay. Isn't it curious that the moment you begin to grow, the people around you begin to vanish? But when you were reckless, lost in the noise of indulgence, you were never alone. But now as you strive for something more, silence. You see, human beings cling to familiarity, not because it's good, not because it's right, but simply because it is known. And when you begin to change, when you step beyond the version of yourself they once knew, it unsettles them. Most friendships aren't built on deep connection, but shared habits. If you drink, they drink. If you complain, they complain. If you fear, they fear. Misery, after all, loves company. But the moment you no longer entertain the drama, the gossip, the self-destruction, the crowd thins. Not because they dislike you, but because they do not know you anymore, and truthfully, they do not wish to. So what will it be? To stay the same, surrounded but stagnant, or to walk alone for a time and discover the rare few who resonate with your higher self? Because the irony is the loneliest path is often the only one that leads to true belonging.
Wow.
Right?
Like mic drop.
Yeah.
I can't drop the mic.
I know. Right?
That's so good. I love that. I think now that I'm older and wiser,
Yeah.
like, and now I've done the research, like that lands so well.
Yeah.
Specifically because, you are who you hang out with,
Yeah.
and we know bravery is contagious. So if you hang out with people that are living their lives like a version of yourself that you didn't, I want people to feel okay and feel, celebrate when their circle of people changes for the better.
Yeah.
Do you fire friends? Like, I don't know. I think it's okay to distance yourself, right?
Yeah.
Family, your family's family. But again, you can choose where you spend your time. And I think that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Is I'm very intentional about who do I spend my time with.
I know
like,
you are. Yeah.
there are people who are like flowers that bring true beauty and joy to your life.
Yeah.
And there are people that are weeds that strangle your dreams and pull you down, but they can have a little flower on top sometimes and they look pretty.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
this is, I think it's
Yeah.
so powerful that,
Yeah.
thank you
Let me give
so
that to you.
much.
You're welcome.
I love it.
No, thank you for your insight. And the reason why I thought of you when I read that is because I think about all you have accomplished, and I'm sure there was many times where, like you even shared about the Marines, where I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, right? You are one of the rare few who have walked alone for a time, and you made it. And then you found the people that really get you, and they're your darkest hour friends, if you will.
Yeah.
They're there for you because of that path you walked.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
You know
hope
what?
that makes sense.
I think it makes sense. And another thing just to add to that is you almost have to stop caring what people think.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
just do like for me, I feel like for the first time now, I'm in perfect alignment with what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
That means I'm doing different things. I'm spending more time with different people.
Yeah.
And you just can't care about like, what do other people think that you're doing it differently? Or who does she think she is? Like, you just gotta, you gotta just be confident. Like this is the right thing for me. I'm learning and growing. And the circle that you associate yourself with changes, and it's not a bad thing.
It's not. And again, bravery to walk alone for a minute.
Yeah.
It is, and for you to take the course you went on. I mean, for you to go from Minnesota,
Minnesota. Yeah.
and then, take that leap and go into the Marines. I mean, oh my goodness, what a leap that was. So anyway, I'm just so impressed with you and the way you carry yourself, the way you live your life, the way you conduct your business, the way you treat people. I've heard nothing but good. And we've got mutual friends, as we've mentioned before. And I just really impressed with the way you do things. It's pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
I get emotional, but I'm an emotional guy.
I love it. And thank you for saying that. I think we're all just trying to make the biggest impact we can in the world. And when you find that little way that you can help others, especially as I studied accomplishment in the PERMA, it's not about accomplishing things so that I achieve this and I get all these awards and I'm a best-selling author. It's like when you find the way that you can make an impact on others and be in service to others, there's no greater feeling. And that's why I love meeting you and a lot of our mutual friends, because we all have different passions and strengths, but we're all doing it in service to making an impact on others.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, if there's someone listening to your voice right now, they tuned into this episode and they are in a dark place. They don't know what to do and they're struggling. What would you tell that one person right now?
So you're in a dark place. There's something that's holding you down, or some type of a fear usually that is keeping you there. So I would say get curious about that fear. What is that thing? And then take steps toward trying to overcome it. Now, again, me and being positive psychology, I help people who are at a good sense of well-being get higher. Now, if you're really in a dark place, get the help that you need, because a lot of times you need help to overcome the fear. But you don't have to be miserable. Here's the one thing I did learn from studying positive psychology. We have agency. We have an ability to create a great life. It's not easy, but it's worth everything. So it's going to be hard to get out of that hole, to overcome whatever challenges, but just take a step, get the help that you need, and start making progress toward overcoming those demons or overcoming those challenges. And sometimes if you start in that really dark place and you go through the journey, your transformation is that much better on the other side, right? We were joking last night at this party, so many of the people that we talk to that have these beautiful stories and they're writing books and they're telling their stories from stages are not the people that have had everything handed to them. They're the people with the stories that have been at their lowest low. And sometimes if you're in that lowest low, I just want people to think of this is your turning point. This right now is your opportunity to start that transformation. And I promise you that at some point you're going to look back and say, that didn't happen to me. That happened for me.
Wow.
It's possible.
Wow. Beautifully said. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. If someone wants to get a copy of your book, they want to learn more about Jill and all that you're doing, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Well, the book's available everywhere, Amazon, etc. And what I have for your listeners is if people go to my website, they can immediately take a bravery assessment.
Okay.
It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. It's quick. And it gives people an idea of what areas can they work on. And as you read the book, there's mindset, there's the behavioral side, there's the social side. So my website is jillschulman.com, JILLSCHULMAN.com. If you go there, you can take the free assessment, and then we give them a free bravery blueprint, which basically it's a workbook. It's got pages and it teaches some of the basics. And it's interactive, so they can start applying this science of bravery to their life right away to start building that bravery muscle. So I just want to give away as much as I can.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, I'd love if you buy the book, but you can at least get started today.
Well, hey, I want you to buy the book. Come on, let's go. Let's support her. No, I think that's great. And we'll put the links in the show notes so people can get right to it and they can share it with their family and friends and what have you. So I can't thank you enough for taking some time today with me. I know you're a busy woman. You're on this worldwide tour, if you will, and things are going fast. So thank you for taking time out of that.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm the lucky one that I got to sit here with you and to be able to hear the words directly from you. And you're a powerful person, and I'm grateful to know you.
Thank you for giving me this platform, because we have a lot of work to do to help people realize if you want your best life, your happiest life, choose the hard path. Do hard things. When you do that, your life will be better. So I hope this isn't just for the people that are listening, but to pass the message along. I always say, if they read the book, the feedback I always get if people read the book is my son or daughter needs it, or there's someone I know. So
Yeah.
just pass it along,
Yeah.
pass the message along. So
I
thanks for
love
having
it.
me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There you go, folks. Jill Schulman, thank you so much for tuning in. Wasn't this amazing? Seriously, this is amazing.
We got to end with like an oorah. That's what Marines say. Oorah.
Yeah, how do we do that? Hoorah! 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 Yeah. And guys, let's do this. Go to our website, take the bravery
Assessment, yeah.
assessment, and you'll get that printout that she mentioned. And please buy her book. Honestly, I promise you will not regret it. And just like she said, I promise you when you read it, you're going to go, I got to get this to my daughter or my son or my husband, or, it doesn't matter. You're going to want to give that away. So please do that. And I have no doubt that you will. You guys have been such loyal followers of this podcast. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. And again, thank you to the sponsors. Couldn't do it without you. It means the world that you would even support this. And, I started this podcast being brave, to be quite honest. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just try.
And I still don't. But here we are 8 years later, and I'm still going strong. Anyway, love you guys. Jill, best of luck on the tour you're going on with your book. And I'm grateful to be one of your friends and supporters of it.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Till next time, everyone. Love you guys.